Cutting class was becoming a bad habit. He'd often find himself bored or angry with what his teachers were trying to get across to him. At those times, he'd just blow off the next class and hide behind the bleachers. Lately, though, he'd taken to walking around the old town. Something about the abandoned and derelict buildings intrigued him. As he continued on his walk, he put his earbuds in. They popped and crackled. Really need to get around to buying some new ones, he thought to himself. Hello, what's this? He hadn't taken notice of this house before. The door stood partially ajar. His curiosity got the better of him. A little peek couldn't hurt. The interior was run down and in a state of disrepair. Yuck. The air had a funny smell to it. Probably mold. It did feel slightly damp inside. A chair, some bottles, and a sleeping bag laid on the floor. Likely some homeless people were sleeping here, he thought to himself. They wouldn't be back until later this evening. That gave him plenty of time to relax. Maybe read a book. Take a nap? Why not? He wasn't going back to school today. That's for sure. He sat down on the floor, looking through his playlist. He liked his music loud, but these earbuds were really past their best. He quickly turned back to look over his shoulder. He thought he heard something, but there wasn't anything there. He chuckled to himself. Even if someone was there, he wouldn't be able to hear anything anyway. He pulled out his book and continued where he'd left off. He stopped and looked up. That same odd feeling came over him again. He sniffed the air. Mold. Was it black mold? He'd heard that could be deadly. He waved the thought away. He was just being paranoid. He turned back to his book. The shadow slowly creeped over him. He stopped. Something was behind him. He couldn't hear it over the music, but the shadow had completely covered him now. He slowly turned to see what it was.
I'm on location, about to enter the house. Let you know what we find.
The agent stepped into the house. It reeked of mold and decay. This entire area had been monitored by the Foundation for a while now. For some reason, it seemed to have a higher than normal occurrence of anomalous activity. He looked at the floor and saw a backpack, book, and a phone. A partially ripped apart cord and earbuds laid on the floor besides it. He followed the direction the cord was pointing to.
Oh God, patch me in the cloths now!
Who? Agent Ray? Where is he at? I'm on my way. He gunned the motorcycle as he headed towards the location. The van pulled up outside the house.
Dr. Claus, thanks for coming so quickly.
Not at all. No, I didn't expect to be back here again so soon.
Right? What is it about this street?
I wish I knew. So, what do you have for me?
You'll want to see this for yourself.
Lead the way.
Jeez, really? Who invited you to the party?
Chen don't need no invite. Chen goes where Chen wants to go.
Are you going to be referring to yourself in the third person the whole time? Cause that's gonna get really annoying, and you're normally pretty annoying to begin with.
You got a smart mouth, Ray.
And you got a smart nose from what I hear.
The two men squared off, looking each other dead in the eye, neither blinking.
Haha, same old Chen.
You know it. Good to see you, Ray. How's the new location treating you?
You know how it is. New office, same old anomalous stuff.
So if you two are finished flirting, can we get in there?
Sorry, Chief.
Sorry, Doc. What in the...
I think it's asleep now.
Well, this looks like a pretty open and shut case. The chair did it, in the living room, with the mouth.
So the kid was sitting on the floor, listening to music and reading a book from the looks of it, and then this chair creature just comes over and eats him? How did he not hear that coming?
You said it yourself. He was listening to music. And you want to know why he didn't hear it coming? Because of those old earbuds. They don't have awareness mode. You know what you need? My Raycon Everyday earbuds. Man, these things look, feel, and sound better than ever.
They do look pretty good, but you're gonna have to give me more than that, Ray.
Never a believer, Chen. How about this then? These earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. You convinced now?
Keep talking.
Seriously? Okay, how about that chair?
Well, what about it?
I hope it eats your Never mind. Raycons have noise isolation and awareness modes. If that kid had a pair of these and set them in awareness mode, no way that guy would have got the drop on him.
All right, I see where you're going with this.
They got 32-hour battery life too.
What? Nah, come on.
The case, Chen. You can recharge by popping them back in the case.
Oh, well, that's actually pretty cool.
You convinced? I'll feed you to the chair if you don't get some. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/Lucius to get 15% off your Raycon purchase.
You'll be supporting the channel if you do. And me, Chen, you'll be supporting me.
The price versus value is unbeatable on these earbuds. So be sure to check out Raycons, made by me, Ray J.
That's an order. Makes sense. He couldn't hear the chair coming up behind him. By the time he did, it was too late.
All right, I want this whole house quarantined and that chair loaded up and taken back to my lab.
I'll see to it.
You come too, Ray. You were the first on scene. I might have some questions.
No problem. Hey, Chen, can I borrow that bike?
Not a single scratch. Chen tossed him the keys.
This thing is amazing. I wonder how it started off. How it got into the chair.
Wait, you mean it's not the chair? I thought it just disguised itself to look like a chair.
No, the material of the chair is genuine. It somehow attached itself to the chair. Where's Ray?
One sec. Ray, where you at?
I'm almost there. Just parking up the bike.
Roger. He'll be with us in a minute.
Let's take it for an x-ray. I want to have a better look on the inside. Yep, good. Look, no, bit to the left, right. Yep, right there. Perfect, thank you.
This thing is heavy, you know?
Ah, there you are. Did you see any other furniture like this?
With teeth and claws? No, that was the only one.
All right, let's run the x-ray. Anyone feel like a coffee?
I could definitely use one.
Same here.
I could definitely go with a strong... Stop! Emergency quarantine now! Lock down this room, lock down my lab.
On it.
What is it?
Do you see that?
Quarantine teams en route.
Chen, you want to know how it got in the chair?
How?
It's not just some animal. It's also fungal. The chair has spores in it.
Spores? Like mold?
Uh-huh. And you know how easy mold spreads?
We need immediate decontamination.
Well, this is nice and cozy, isn't it?
At least we got our coffee.
How long do we need to be here?
We're on fluconazole. We've gone through enough decontamination. It shouldn't be much longer.
Back to business then. Where did this thing come from?
I've been going through these shots from the house and these close-ups from the furniture. You see this? What's that say to you?
Hardy's Furniture Shop.
That's our first port of call. As soon as they get us some new clothes.
They pulled up in front of the store. The windows were covered with paper, and a for sale message was scrawled onto the windows.
I'll take the lead on this one, Chen.
Lead the way. Ray opened the door. Inside was dark and damp. It looked like nobody had been here for months, or even years. At first, everything looked normal. Then he saw it. One of the chairs moved. Then another. And another. It opened its 4 eyes and spat some sort of acid out of them.
Fall back! This whole place is infested!
Did you see that thing? It was spitting acid!
They're evolving. Let's get them back to the Foundation and into containment. We can study them under safer conditions there. Oh, and burn this building to the ground.
Morning, Doc. Find anything interesting?
First things first, my coffee.
Yeah. Here you go.
Oh, coffee.
Chen watched Klaus as he sipped his coffee. Okay, enough. Did you find anything?
Uh-huh.
And
what?
What did you find?
I'll let Agent Ray fill you in on that. He's on his way now.
Right on cue, the door opened behind them.
Morning, Chen.
Ray?
Chen here is asking what you found. Would you care to explain?
Sure. So you remember that chair that spits acid?
Yeah, that one.
Right. Well, it seems to be the most evolved. So we worked our way back until we found that one back there. It seems to be the most simplest in terms of biology. Just some teeth and claws, really.
So that's the first one.
We think so, yeah.
But it looks so much more modern than the rest.
That's because it came from another place. It ended up at Hardy's furniture shop and then infected the other furniture before being moved to the house we found it at.
So it could have spread its fungus before Hardy's even.
That's the problem. It came from, a pretty big store.
How big?
Real big.
How big is real big?
Well, you know SCP-3008? The infinite IKEA?
You gotta be kidding. SCP-995. Object Class: Euclid. 995 is an organism with traits that vary between those of fungi and those of animals. 995's life cycle starts with it being a spore. 995 spores have more probability of activating under artificial structures, such as household furniture. There, the spore will grow into a soft organic mass, which feeds off microorganisms in the air. It will continue to grow, sprouting appendages, enabling it to move. A mouth will soon form, along with teeth and a simple digestive tract. 995, in its mature stage, feeds on larger organisms, such as insects and rodents. The specimen will then start generating more instances of SCP-995 via the reproduction of spores. All personnel should be sterilized before and after coming into the containment cell. 995 is to be contained in multiple terrariums, with each colony separated. Currently, there are 4 colonies. Each terrarium is to be cleaned weekly. Feeding of the specimens is to be done twice a week at appropriate hours. During any containment breach, the room is to be sterilized by incineration.
A chair isn't always just a chair. Don't accept things at face value if you're unsure. Always question and find out more. You never know what's hiding beneath the surface.
As always, have a care and remember to subscribe, like, and share, if you would. Until next time, farewell.